I'm Tim. Welcome to my channel, just basic workouts. Today is the most basic of them all because it's biceps, and I love doing biceps. As I've said many times, pretty basic bro in that, so enjoy having big biceps. Here we go. This is how I do it. It's simple. Gonna warm up with 10 pounds. Always taking that time to warm up, make sure everything's working the way it's supposed to. I'm sporting my 20-pound vest today. Doesn't really necessarily help with working out, but it always feels, with this workout, but it does feel good to take it off. So just enjoying it. Just a quick set of 10, just get everything pumping. Make sure everything is doing what it's supposed to. So it's all about avoiding injuries whenever possible. That's a cool 88 degrees in my garage today versus the 89 it was yesterday. So it's a degree cooler. And that's a win. It's definitely not going to be as bad today though, because I'm not doing legs as opposed to yesterday when it was 89 degrees. That was, that was rough. Doing a bunch of squats in a hot garage is not the best. All right. So done with the 10 pounds. Gonna grab the 20 pounds. Just a chance to make sure that everything is good to go. Definitely feeling a little sore today, which is pretty typical after leg day. Just the way I do my squats is the suitcase squats. So I definitely get a workout in my arms and shoulders and back when I'm doing that. Definitely in my grip. So I can feel that today, but I'm not going to let that slow me down. I'm just going to be conscious of it. Did some running with my kids today, and one of them was a little whiny, and they're young, like they're really young, so it's just a really good opportunity to start teaching them to have that winner's mindset, to persevere, and it's a good just reminder for yourself. When you see somebody else struggling and you're working to motivate them through those struggles, it helps you remember the importance of motivating yourself, and also how to make it positive, a positive way to push them forward. When it's your kids, You want to be as loving and firm as possible. Like, it's important to me. It's important to me early on to give my kids that sense that life can be hard, life can be difficult, but you can conquer it. You know, do hard things, and you'll succeed. Push yourself through it. So, and it's really important for me to challenge them, to try to get them to overcome obstacles, because you know life is easier for them than when I was growing up. We live in a better area, and they're going to nicer schools than I went to as a kid. So there's a lot of the things that made me who I am today, they're not going to have to deal with. So having to find things that are hard for them to motivate them and give them those opportunities to succeed is important to me as a dad. Plus, at running, I always use to motivate them that we're gonna go take a trip to Disneyland in a few months, and you just want to be in shape for that. You don't want to get tired walking around at Disneyland. It's gonna make it less fun. So that's a good motivation for them. All right, gonna jump on the 40 pounders. Done warming up, and I'm gonna have at it. 1 second, I want to check something. All right. So last week with the first set of 40s, I did 7 reps. So with this set, if I can hit 80, that would be great. I would love to hit 80. 8 reps, not 80. 80 would be a little extreme. All right, that's 8. I really wanted to go for 9, but I would have had that big hip thrust to get it done. That's not what I'm going for. Let's give myself a minute and I'm gonna hit it again. Yeah, definitely. My wife gives me a hard time about my form all the time, and I know it's something I have to work on. And I tell her that I'm listening and I'm working on it, but she doesn't really believe me. So I want to make sure that I can show her, hey, look, I didn't go for the 9-1. I try to keep that good form, try not to be stupid, because she really worries about me hurting myself. And then all the responsibility for taking care of the kids falling on her. So gotta keep that from happening. All right, that's 5. Well, my second set last week was 5, so I tied that set. But if I can knock out 4, I'll beat last week. So give myself a chance to cover. And let's hit 4. Let's really make this something. As long as I can hit 4, we're good. So 10 more seconds and jump back on it. All right, that's 4. That's it. All right, I usually call it quits when I can't do 8. So definitely only did 4, but I'm gonna go ahead and do one more set. I really want to push these 40 pounds as hard as I can. And if I drop right now, I'm gonna do the 30s, and I'm gonna do lots of set at 30s, which is not entirely what I'm going for. I really want to get better at these 40s. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep one more set. One more set. Here we go. And that's 3. That's all she wrote. All right, we're gonna go down to the 40s. All right. Do like 10 more seconds. A little hip thrust on the end there. All right, giving myself 40 seconds. I made a mistake today with one of my kids. There are one of my kids is getting ready to go into their new class, and they were curious about what their teacher looked like. So I showed them a picture of like the 1990s Morticia Addams from Addams Family, and said, "Oh, like this is your teacher," and she's like cutting a rose. I was like, "Yeah, that's her working in her garden," and that did not go really well. They started to tear up, and they were like, "That's a scary teacher," and I felt bad. I'm like, "No, that's not your teacher." Not one of my best dad moments. You know, sometimes you can really blow it. Yeah, sometimes I can be a real bonehead. I didn't realize how worried they were about about their new teacher. So I was my fault. Didn't really read the room really well on that one. But we had a good conversation about it. I said, "Listen, I wouldn't put you in a classroom with a scary teacher, and I wouldn't put you in a classroom with a bad teacher. If there was a teacher you didn't like and there was something wrong, I wouldn't make you go to school like that. That's not going to happen. Don't worry." So that was good. It worked out. But you think that was bad parenting? Generationally, I've improved over my dad and my grandpa for those kinds of jokes. My grandpa has the most traumatizing parenting moment in the family that I know of, as far as like trying to make a joke, do something funny. He had gone like hunting for deer, and he had a deer hanging up, and my aunt, who was just a little girl at the time, was outside petting the deer, and my grandpa said, "Oh, you like that deer?" He said, "Uh-huh," and he took his butcher knife and chopped the head off right in front of her. For some reason he thought that would be a good memory. So we're improving. By the time my kids have kids, they'll be even better. Which is, how parenting should work. Each generation getting better over time. 8. Starting to lose good form. Give myself 40 seconds, then hit it again. All right, that was 8 again. I'll be right back. One of my kids is moving around. All right. So they'll be chill for another 8 minutes so I can get this done. That was a fast nap for them. If I can hit, if I can hit 6, I'll be better than last week on the 30s. Just 6. All right. All right, we're gonna go down to 25 pounds. to myself like 30 more seconds. It's 10. All right, here we go. I gotta start pushing hard to keep increasing weights. My kids are getting heavier progressively. I want to be able to keep holding them and picking them up and carrying them around. So last time my kids wanted me to carry them upstairs at the same time, which was a lot of fun because it was leg day and they collectively weigh about 100 pounds now. So that was a treat. But I want to be able to keep doing that. They get really impressed when I do stuff like that. It makes me feel good. So got to keep increasing those weights. Can't stop. I want to always be my kid's hero. I'm trying to hold on to that as long as I can. It's 8. All right, we got one more set, and then it's time. These kids are not going to stay down. That's 6. All right, again, some good improvements over last week. Feeling good, getting those 40 pounds going higher and higher. That's what I want to get to. I want to get back to being able to knock out some sets of 10, and we'll get there. Thank you so much for hanging out. Appreciate it. I hope that you find encouragement in this. I hope it pushes you to just tackle it. Keep it simple. It doesn't have to get crazy. You don't have to be doing some outrageous exercises in order to feel good about yourself, to be strong, to be in shape. It's not as crazy as people make it seem like it has to be. There is a relatively basic level of things you can do to feel good and to be strong. And that's what I do. I keep it basic, keep it simple. It's not too crazy. So thank you so much for hanging out. Appreciate it. I hope this was encouraging once again, and God bless you. Thank you. Today was bicep curls while wearing the 20-pound vest. I did 3 sets of 10 with the 10 pounds, 3 sets of 10 with the 20 pounds. With the 40 pounds, I did 1 set of 8, 1 set of 5, 1 set of 4, 1 set of 3. With the 30 pounds, I did 3 sets of 10, 3 sets of 8, 1 set of 6. With the 25 pounds, I did 1 set of 10, 2 sets of 8, 1 set of 6. Thank you.